Now I'd like to get straight to our first speaker. I want to move along pretty quickly. I'll be back to help, during it. But I'd like to introduce James McHale, Managing Director and CEO of Memory. It's a smart building analyst company based in Sweden, dedicated to the understanding of the application in the built environment. I've already told you it's my favorite site. Everybody has a favorite. That's mine. James has published hundreds of articles and reports on the subject of smart buildings and has worked with many of the world's leading companies in the sector and has been a guest here before. James, we'd like to introduce you to the stage. Thank you very much. I'll come back for the panel, and I'll introduce them. You stay here.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Smart Building Conference. Yes, there we go. We got some slides. I wanted to start today with a question. Is there one thing that we could do collectively as an industry to improve technology outcomes? I'm sure there are lots of answers to this question. When I've considered it, I thought probably the simplest and cheapest answer is to break down some of the knowledge silos that exist, that we all know about. And also, with that knowledge, is there one particular stakeholder within the industry that is in need of more knowledge? And I mean, over the years, I've heard, even at this conference previously, about how often developers, how they think about smart building technology or what they expect from smart building technology is not always aligned with reality. And so this developer's smart building project canvas is, our pretty simple attempt to help with that problem. So I'm just going to walk through a little bit of an introduction about what it is, show it to you, and then I'm going to finish up. It's a very short presentation, only 10 minutes. So first of all, what is it? Well, basically, it is for developers of commercial real estate who are interested in starting a smart building project or thinking about adopting technology. And it's a simple template that I was going to ask questions and get them thinking about how they should interact with stakeholders like vendors, for example. So why is that important? Well, so we can hopefully improve the chances of driving successful technology projects for them, and also look at effectively budgeting for the appropriate technology. What is it not? It's absolutely not a standard or a certification. It is just a simple tool that we've designed, and it is open source. So we've released it under a Creative Commons license, which basically means that anyone can download it, anyone can share it if you want to share it externally with, let's say, perhaps some clients or internally. And also importantly, you can modify it. If you want to add questions to this template, do whatever you want with it, you can absolutely do that. We just ask that attribution is maintained. And then how to use it? Well, I'll show you now. There's basically 7 steps to walk through in some chronological order. And again, it's going to get people asking questions. And if they don't know the answers to those questions, they can then go speak to people like vendors, like systems integrators, and find out more knowledge. And basically, I think it should be used as a starting foundation for somebody's project. So this is what it looks like. I hope you can read it. I know it's quite small. If you can't read it, if you have a laptop or an iPad or whatever, then you can go to github.com and search for Smart Building Canvas. You'll find the project there, and then you'll be able to see a link to the HTML. So start with number 1, key project goals and value proposition. Again, this is really simple stuff, but it's been said to me previously that developers often don't have specific goals in mind. They perhaps focus a lot on the technology and not about the application of the technology. So it's going to get them to ask questions like, what are the problems that we want to help solve? What value will this deliver to our business? And you can see some example outputs there. So perhaps it could be something just simple, like they're wanting to achieve a certification, or it could be improving tenants' experience. Number 2, what actions will these value propositions require? Again, simple. And an example output there might be, if you are a customer or a client who wants to optimize space, how are you going to do that? You're going to need to measure occupancy utilization. And that is an action then that you would have to perform. Number 3, partnerships and resources. Example question there would be, how will we make sure that we're not locked into one vendor ecosystem? Or another question, do we have the skill and ability to define our building's use cases for all the personas that use it? 4, costs and risks. So an example question would be, have we adequately considered cyber risk and mitigated all associated problems with that? 5, management and delivery. Does a master systems integrator or smart building consultant need to be engaged to ensure effective delivery? Or another question, have we put sufficient processes in place to ensure proper installation, integration, and commissioning, importantly, of systems? Number 6, future-proofing. Example question there. Who will be responsible for maintaining hardware, firmware upgrades, and/or upgrading patching software? And then finally, at the bottom, key performance indicators. So again, we've set our goals, and we want to effectively measure against those. So what is our measure of success in our project? And it could be that you've achieved that certification to whatever level, or, for example, tenant satisfaction is increased by, let's say, X%. So that's what it looks like. Just to wrap up, I think it would be great if people got involved in this. What does getting involved really mean? Well, it can mean just simply downloading it and sharing it with people you think who would find it interesting. Again, you can find it there on GitHub. But also getting involved could be contributing as well. So, this is just a very simple start. I think that we're missing questions that are important. So if people wanted to add those, or indeed change the structure of the document, add new steps, absolutely that's possible. You can contribute those things. And what next? This, I think, is hopefully the start of something. It's small, but I would like to see actually more detail being added, and I think that it would be really interesting if in the future we look at open sourcing project specification frameworks for clients. I think that could be really useful. So that's it from me. That's my presentation. But I'll be sticking around. We're about to do a panel on the post-pandemic building. So thanks very much.